Hi, so we're back with another career conversation with Amanda. I have Jessie here from Henssler. She's going to tell us a little bit about Henssler, and then we're going to talk about managing business disagreements, what that looks like in the workplace, and then also from client relationships.
Sure. Thanks for having me today. So I'm Jessie. I'm a tax manager with Henssler CPAs and Advisors, which is an affiliate of Henssler Financial. So we are located in Kennesaw. We're kind of what we call a one-stop shop for our clients. So I work on the tax and accounting side of things, but we also have divisions in real estate management, estate planning, financial planning, so that our clients can come here and kind of get all the services that they would need for their financial future in one building.
Cool.
So I know we're talking about business disagreements in the workplace and kind of what's common. It's kind of like school, you definitely can be in situations at work where things are a little bit of a personality disagreement or cliquey, but for the most part, I mean, everyone is working towards the same goal of serving their clients. So we don't really see a whole lot of conflict, but really what it comes down to is how you handle it if you have any, which is to just try and remember that you're all working towards the same goal, and that, if things are getting really bad, that you take it to the appropriate parties, but you should never feel uncomfortable in your workplace. It should always be somewhere that you're looking forward to going to every day.
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I'm talking about our team at KSU and the support and trust that you have with your employees to know that you're all working towards the same goal, all doing the same type of thing for the success of not only just us as people, but for the business and in general. And, it's making relationships within the workplace to
right.
Yeah.
And especially in something like accounting, you have to remember that the job is the job no matter where you are. An audit's an audit, a tax return is a tax return. So having that team that you feel comfortable in and feel like you can go and talk to your peers and your leaders and everything about what's happening is important, because you can be doing the same work whether you like the people or not. So, I mean, really, I think it's important to kind of build a network. That helps with the conflict if you're friends with your coworkers and you can kind of rely on them. If any disagreement comes up, it makes it a little bit easier to address. Whereas if you kind of don't know anyone, it's a little bit harder to voice your opinion.
Right. Or like someone might have, worked on that before or run into the same sort of conflict or issue. And so how have we handled it? How we learn from that? How do we move forward? It can be really good too. Yeah. What about, so like handling with, what are some examples of disagreements that you've seen with clients or, and how you've had to handle those?
Yeah, it's a little bit different with the client. With a coworker, you can kind of talk more through like your side of things. With the client, you definitely don't want them to feel like there's conflict. Sometimes it's as simple as a personality issue, and maybe they work better with somebody else on your team, so you introduce them to more people. But I think that the one thing that can solve a lot of the conflicts, especially around clients, is what we like to call over communication. So if you think you just need to tell them a simple line, send it to them. Don't assume that they know, and don't assume that they understand everything you're saying. So especially, I work mostly with taxes, and so around payments, I mean, that's people's money. They can get upset if your payment, is a lot higher than you think it's going to be. And it's just trying to be as upfront and forward as you can be, and addressing the issues before they occur. So instead of waiting till the tax return to tell somebody, hey, you owe this much money, hopefully you've run projections and you've told them in advance, this is coming. Because I think really it's the surprise that does get people. So
Yeah. I think, we talk a lot about open communication and not assuming that people know certain things, and being able to really use our everyday jargon to tell people what we're doing and what to expect and things like that, so that there is not a severe surprise at the end.
Yeah. And I also think with clients, especially, don't be afraid to say, I don't know, but I'll get back to you. It is intimidating, especially in the beginning. You're on the phone and they're asking you questions, and you may not have that information right in front of you, or it's a scenario that you guys didn't think they were going to ask about. It is definitely okay to say, hey, I don't know right now, but I will let you know by X date and get back to them. As long as you're meeting those expectations, they won't care if you don't know off the top of your head.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's good. And we're all people, right? So just, being honest, and we're, human, and yeah, cool. What's important to remember about business disagreements when you're having them?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately the best thing to remember is that everyone wants the same thing. It's easy to say, I want it this way, and somebody else is saying, I want it that way. But at the end of the day, you're trying to come together to work with your clients and with your coworkers to serve your clients and to serve yourself. And if you feel like it's bad, talk to somebody. I mean, the HR at the company you're working for is going to be there for you. Most companies also have other systems. So we personally have a buddy system, and a mentoring system. So go to your buddy who's more on your level, go to your mentor, go to a manager. I mean, obviously there's a difference between like settling disagreements and just like what you would call like tattling. But if you've tried and you've talked to somebody and you're trying to work out these differences, like don't be afraid to get somebody else involved, because you should be comfortable where you're working, and you're going to work better if you're comfortable.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And, that other employee might feel more comfortable when you are engaging with other people. Like, you really want to work on it. You really want to do X, Y, and Z to make the relationship better. And so it's better for the whole team, the whole company, even your clients. And so everything is sort of all connected, which is good to remember too.
Right. And especially if the hours get a little long, remember everyone's just a little tired, depending on the time of year, we all get a little cranky. So
a little punchy. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have any other last advice or thoughts about how we manage business disagreements?
Yeah, I mean, really, I think the key is to build that network of trust, both internal and external. A lot of disagreements get settled before they even happen if you've already got that established trust. So even if you say you're going to take a little longer than you do, always err on the side of over exceeding expectations instead of under, and just kind of remember that we all are working together and everyone wants you to succeed. So if you manage those expectations up front, it'll eliminate a lot of the disagreements that come up when expectations are not met.
So what is it? Under promise, over deliver?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cliche, but it's there for a reason.
Yeah. But making sure that, you are doing the best work that you can. And if you can exceed expectations, always try to do our best. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you so much for talking about business disagreements with us.
Of course. And thank you for having me.